I'm Nancy Oplete, and I'm thrilled. It's my pleasure to invite you to this year's So You Want to Get Married. Now we've been hosting this event for 3 years or 4. Okay, 4 years, but we've only done 3 years because last year, because of the COVID-19, we didn't have any. But we've been hosting this event for 4 years now. This is the 3rd edition of So You Want to Get Married. The 3rd year, rather, not the 3rd edition. It is the 4th edition of So You Want to Get Married, and we decide to do it live. We decide to do it virtually today so that we can have more people, because our community has grown. We have more people from other states and countries, so we want to extend it so that as many people as can will be able to join us. So you're welcome to So You Want to Get Married. Let me share with you our vision, why Panaceaville exists at all, and why we have Marriage Panacea as a group on Facebook. Now, usually we do this together with my husband, but as things will turn out, he hasn't been available because he's doing a project. We are both in the construction industry, so he is handling a project in Kebbi State, and right, not just in the town, but right in one desert area of Kebbi State. So fortunately for us, the network there is very good, and he cannot be here live. He cannot join us live to do this today. So I bring you greetings from my husband. His name is Francis Oplete, and my kids. We miss him. We wish he was here so we would have done this together and all. So Panaceaville, actually the word panacea is like solution, answer. It's like one-stop solution, an elixir that gives you answers to difficult problems, all answers, all solutions. And ville is house, so we combine it, all solution house, Panaceaville. And our dream is to bring solutions, is to bring answers to marriages, is to bring answers to families. Now we particularly focus on 2 classes of people. That's our particular focus. Those that are just about to get into the marriage arena, they are engaged, preparing to get married, and then those that are married and under a decade. Now the reason why we are particular about those that are married under a decade is this. Usually they say a good marriage lasts 7 years. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's like a proverb. It's like something that people say regularly, that a good marriage lasts 7 years. Now, not without reason. Not that it is true, but there's a reason behind the saying. Now the thing is this: when we get married, hopefully in 7 years you would have gone through most of the immediate changes that will happen in your marriage. You would have moved in together, started experiencing life together, started sharing finance, house chores, and all that together. Then you would have had children, and children is one major change, one major area of a shift in a relationship. So hopefully within the 7 years you would have experienced that. Now this is the thing: within those early age, we set the precedence, we set the pattern for how we do everything. How would quarrel, fight. I'm using quotes, because when I say fight, I'm not necessarily talking about fist fight. I'm talking about having conflicts. When we have conflicts, when we have disagreements, when our values or our differences meet, clash, kind of. So it doesn't necessarily have to be verbally combative conflict. It can be a peaceful disagreement, right? So I just generally say either conflict or say fights, but not necessarily talking about fist fight. So we would have set precedence for how we fight, we would have set precedence for how we reconcile, we would have set precedence for a lot of things, the kind of style with which we raise our children and all within those years. So if we set the wrong precedence within the first 7 years or 10 years of our marriage, that's how we run the marriage. So some marriages fail at 20. 20 years, not because the problem started 20 years ago, is because they started a precedent early, and eventually it led to what it led to 20 years later for people that are non-volatile. But for volatile couples, sometimes even 6 months, they are done, they are tired, and somebody wants to walk out of the marriage. So that's why that place is our focus, because we believe that if they can get it right there, then they can secure the rest of their marriage. Even when they need help, or even if they need help eventually, they would know exactly where to get the help. They will know what to do, because they have already laid all those things in their initial years as foundational, as a framework. So it's not happening to them unawares. They are not just meeting it as something they didn't plan or prepare for. So that's why we say for couples in their first decade of marriage, and then of course intending couples, those coming into the marriage arena. My husband and I, let me tell you a brief of our story as we get ready to go into the session today. My husband and I met in school. He was 2 years ahead of me, and we started dating while in school, and then by the time we were ready to get married, now this was the interesting part. Before this time, as a teenager, or as a teenager, because my parents hit a bump in their road. I think I was 14 or 15 in their marriage. So their marriage became challenging. It became a struggle, and we as the children, you know that there's no way we will not feel the impact of what's happening at home with our parents. So the environment, now there was no violence per se. My dad was not hitting my mom or something, but the environment was just not friendly, just not nice, just not welcoming. So I spent a lot of time trying to stay away from home. So luckily I had church. I'll go to church. I spent hours in church. Sometimes I'll go to church even when I didn't have an activity per se in church, just to stay out. Or I'll go to my pastor's house and stay there for all evening, just come back home when my coffee expires, because we all had coffee at home, right? So that continued for a while as a teenager. And during that time, I told myself, I said, whatever it would take, I was going to ensure that I have a very good marriage. I was going to ensure that my marriage was sweet, was pleasurable, that my children will always want to be home, and of course I'll be happy as the person in the marriage. So it was a pledge I made to myself. Of course I didn't know how, as at that time, if you ask, just like how I say every single person kinds of things, they know what it takes to make a good marriage. If you ask, they say, just love him, just forgive him, just do that, as if it were that easy, right? So I was living also in that bubble of, my marriage is going to be great. But because I set it as a definite plan, and the universe heard me, God heard me, so he created a system for us that before we got married, we went to church to say, we are ready to get married, and usually we do premarital counseling. Now my church, as at that time, the church we attend, they don't do premarital counseling as per pastor handling premarital counseling, because they have professionals handling the premarital counseling. So they would direct you from church to the professionals. You do your premarital counseling. The professionals will now send a report back to church and say, these people have done their premarital counseling. We've observed this, and this. We think they will have challenges here or here. We think that they have strengths in this place, like that. Just a summary back to church, and then whatever their recommendation is. Some people, they will say, we recommend that they deal with this first before they get married. For others, they say, we think that they are good to go and all. So the church gets the recommendation, calls the couple together and say, okay, we've gotten this recommendation, what do you plan to do? Because sometimes the counselors may say, we think they should wait, and the people are saying, no, we want to get married immediately. You know, that kind of a thing. So we were privileged to go through that. Now those counselors that handled our premarital counseling were Mr. and Mrs. Usa, that's Innocent and Talatu Usa, were the people that handled our premarital counseling. And for us, it was the best gift of of our lives as a couple coming into the marriage arena. We didn't know anything. We thought we knew, but by the time we finished that counseling, we were equipped, we were loaded, ready to face to face marriage and to win at it, to face marriage from a vantage point, so that we can win. So we got in there, and then a year after our marriage, a year and some months after our marriage, they also invited us to come and understudy them, to come and also learn from them how they counsel, how they work with intended couples and married people, so that we also can do that, because for them, they said they saw something unique about us and all. So it was a privilege, it was God's blessing. Now, from that experience, looking at what I knew before having to go through premarital counseling, and then going through premarital counseling, it was just like, my God. So if, despite how much we loved each other, despite how much we were sure that we would love each other, we'll be there for each other, we'll care for each other, if we had gotten married without the kind of help we got, I'm not saying that we wouldn't have succeeded, but we would have succeeded not without struggles. We would have struggled a lot, because we learned so much. It was massive. So right now, my passion, right now, my desire is to help as many people as possible also get that initial help that they need, that cushion, that place to learn, that place to create the initial framework, that place where the scales in our eyes will begin to fall off, so that we know exactly what we are headed into. So for me, that's my passion. For me, that's my goal, and that's why I talk a lot to people that are just about to get married. Yes, you found each other. Yes, you've decided to stay with each other. What I'm asking is, can we help you stay with each other and stay in a healthy way? Now, interestingly, as we did the premarital counseling with the USAs, not everybody that came for counseling ended up getting married. Some people came for counseling and they discovered certain things about each other, and they were like, no, thank God we are getting to know this now. We don't think it would be wise for us to continue. We don't think it would be wise for us to get married. And they call off their relationship, but they are calling it off from a place of understanding, not from a place of just, oh, I don't feel anymore, or I don't, but, and then they are living that relationship better than they came. They are living that relationship as a better version of themselves, so that even when they get into another relationship, they know exactly what to look out for. So for me, it was a privilege, it was a blessing, it was an answered prayer. It was God that just like favored me. Yes, let me use the word favor, because there's no other way to describe how we came in contact with this knowledge. So from there, we have continued to teach that. We have continued to help intending couples on their journey, even as they choose to get married. And we do that with other people. We have also grown, we have learned, we have broadened the framework that initially was handed over to us from as a result of trainings we have done, as a result of learnings that we have come in contact with, so that it is richer, it is more equipped for even those coming in. So basically, that's what we do. That's why Panaceaville is here, to help these two classes of people especially get to have a smooth sailing, be able to find those principles. There's a way things work. If you find out how things work, you can have that success that you've always desired. I know that we live in a very religious society where people say, you go to church. I attended a wedding today, and you know, they would always say, are you a Christian? Are you marrying a Christian? Is your husband born again? That's if you're a Christian. If you're a Muslim, they're asking you, hope your husband is a dedicated Muslim. It's good to marry a dedicated Muslim. Not to take away anything from marrying somebody who is dedicated and committed to God, but just to say that I have also seen people that are committed, dedicated, sold out to their faith with the whole of their hearts, in honesty, and still struggling in the area of marriage, because there's something that they do not know. There's a way things work. If you find how things work, it will work for anybody, whether the person is a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, an atheist. it will work, because it's a principle. It's just like the principle of sowing and reaping. Whoever farms, whoever goes to the farm and tills the ground and plants the seed, the seedling, healthy seedling in a good soil, waters it, removes the weed, does everything that they are supposed to do, will reap a harvest, a very bountiful harvest, right? It doesn't matter. The earth will not ask, this person that is sowing the seed, is he a Muslim or is he a Christian? No. Principles work generally for everybody. So it's the same thing in the marriage arena. There are principles, and those principles can work for anybody at any time, in any place. They would work for you. They will work. So our desire, our passion is to help as many people as possible. All right, sorry about the break. Okay, so I'm waiting for our guest. She's here, so that we can start off immediately. So basically, that's our passion, that's our call, that's our desire. That's one of the things I believe is the reason why we got married, the reason why God allowed both of us to come together, so that we can help, we can support as many people in these two classes, either engaged, about to get into the marriage arena, or are already married and are seeking to create that stability for a lifetime of love. It is possible to live a lifetime of love, to be happy for the 20 years, 50 years, 40 years that you'll be married. It is possible. It is possible to have that marriage that is above average, not a mediocre kind of marriage. It is possible, but it only comes when we learn how things work, when we learn the principles that govern and guide happy marriages. So I hope that as many of us that are here today would do that. And if possible, you can also invite somebody and say, hey, we've started this meeting, join us, get to learn these things, so that you can have that joy, that marriage, that home that you've always desired to have. All right, so I think our guest is here. Let me get her on so that we can start. Okay, so we have Pastor Nosa will be joining us shortly. Now, Pastor Nosa is a very interesting person. She's somebody I met a couple of years ago. Had this wonderful relationship together, and I am privileged to have her. She and her pastor, they pastor a church, Riverside Assembly, and then she has a ministry called Family Life. And they've been working together with a lot of single people, a lot of married people, teenagers, helping them to shape their lives, model their homes, so that they can have that home that they've always desired, that home that will give them the joy and the need, so that they can excel in life and the things that they do. So I want to welcome Pastor Nosa, and then give her the stage. Please introduce yourself, Ma. Tell us more about what you do, and go ahead. You are welcome to Marriage Financiers. So you want married.
Okay, good afternoon. Nice to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right. It's so nice to be here. Thank you, Nancy. And I was looking forward to see your husband, but you've explained why he's not here. And I'm sure he will watch the replay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. My name is Nosa Ojapinwa. As you said, I pastor the Riverside Church along with my husband. And I convene Family Life Outreach. Family Life Outreach actually is an arm of the Riverside Christian Ministries that focuses on family life, as the name implies, the different aspects of family lives, from singlehood to marriage, and then living the married life and raising children. So there are different arms of family life. We have the aspect for singles generally. I mean, strictly for singles, there's a wisdom for singles, and then the family life seminar, and teen are right. Teen are right because we know that teenagers actually, they think they are adults, they are not yet adults, and there's a whole lot of conflict of identity. Who am I? Who do my friends say I am? And stuff like that. So teen rights outreach help focus on teenagers with particular interest in those who are still in the secondary school, so that they get it right and have a turbulent-free teenage so that they can transit into adulthood without much stress. So that's the little I want to say about myself for now. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, so I would just allow you to go straight into your talk for today, so that you teach what you have to teach. And as she does that, if you have any questions, please just note them immediately after her talk. We'll take questions. You'll be able to type in your questions in the comment section, and then we'll take it. So,
okay. All right. Thank you once again, Nancy. This evening we want to be talking. Okay, so you want to get married, and a lot of time people want to get married and they are mostly carried away by the emotion. Oh, I'm getting married. Oh, my wedding dress. Oh, the color of the day, and a whole lot of those beautiful stuff. Very beautiful things, and they are quite important. But I just want to help intending couples see a few things they shouldn't look forward to as they are planning to get married. Things you should not look forward to as you are planning to get married. And the reason, the background for this thought pattern is this. You see, in every relationship, there are two aspects to the relationship. There is the responsibility, and then there are the benefits or the privileges. Okay, let's say Nancy and I are friends, or okay, friends or siblings. I have responsibility towards her. She has responsibilities towards me. So what is my responsibility ends up being what she benefits from our relationship. And her responsibility are the things I benefit from in that our relationship. But most of the time, when people are getting married, particularly when they are getting married, they kind of focus on what the other person is going to do rather than what I am going to do. So I come into this relationship, I expect Nancy to be this, I expect Nancy to be that. I'm looking forward to what Nancy will do. And I'm not even learning what I am supposed to bring to the table. And so because of that, I don't get ready. I am not preparing. I'm just looking forward to, okay, Nancy is going to be, maybe Nancy is going to be doing my laundry, Nancy is going to be doing the dishes, Nancy is going to be cooking, without paying attention to what am I going to be bringing, because there are things Nancy is supposed also to benefit from this relationship. And so because of this lopsided expectation and preparation for marriage, a lot of people end up, hitting the rock, not because they planned to, but because they were ill prepared. I must say that nobody will want to start something with the aim of failing. Nobody will want to marry because I want to fail in this. Nobody attempts to do anything with a plan to fail. Nobody plans to fail, but people do fail. And one of the reasons people fail is because of this responsibility and benefit kind of misunderstanding. Okay, everybody's just coming. You see a guy is getting married, okay, and maybe a bachelor is going to market, is doing shopping, or you see him doing laundry, you say, guy, I'm just doing this for now. Make I even marry self. Once I marry, someone is going to be doing this for me. That's a popular saying. And then you hear ladies saying stuff like, once I marry, this issue of house rent, some NEPA bill, all those things, someone is going to be doing them. And that creates a kind of false expectation. So everybody is just coming, the guy is coming into marriage expecting what the lady is going to be doing. The lady is coming to marriage fully loaded with what the guy is going to be doing, but there's nothing she is telling herself, this is what you are going to be doing. And the guy is not also telling himself the truth that, okay, this will be expected of me. And that's why I want to just mention a few things you should not look forward to in marriage. And number one thing you should not look forward to in marriage, I call it, don't look forward to someone carrying your load. And what do I mean by carrying my load? Okay, let me just get married, and then someone takes care of everything. Okay, someone is going to be paying the bills, someone is going to be doing the dishes, someone is going to be, just expecting someone else to do something. So we shouldn't come into marriage, young people, you shouldn't come into marriage expecting that someone is going to do something. You should come into marriage finding out, what am I supposed to be doing? What will be expected of me as a man? What are the things that are expected of me as a woman? Not that, okay, once I marry, my husband will do this. Once I marry, my wife will do that. So you shouldn't get into marriage expecting someone to do something. Come into marriage finding out, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? That's the number one thing. And this happens in every relationship, even parent-children relationship. Children just expect their parents to do and do and do and do. And it generates a sense of entitlement. You're supposed to do this. My mommy is, and if mommy says no, it's taken to mean mommy is not being fair. And particularly now we are talking to intending couples. Man, woman, there are things expected of you, morally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, depending on your faith. There are things expected of you. So don't get carried away by someone will do something for me. Find out what you are supposed to do so that the marriage will be healthy. If in our human body, when someone is sick, it's not every part of the body that is sick. It's just one part of the body failing or becoming unable to carry out its own responsibility, and then the whole body comes down. It could be just a fingernail. It could be just a tooth that is refusing to function the way it's supposed to be. And that means it's no more supplying what it's supposed to supply. And by not supplying that, the whole body becomes unhealthy. And so if one person in a relationship is not bringing what he's supposed to bring, rather is expecting the other person to do, then the body will not be healthy, the marriage will not be healthy. There's a funny illustration I read in one of my children's book when they were still in primary school, just a comprehension passage. It was talking about the whole human body and presented it as if they were human beings. So this was how it went. The head, the arm, the legs, and then the stomach and the mouth, they were all having a meeting. And then the hand said, we all go to work. At the end of the day, we bring the food, the mouth eats it. And then the mouth said, no, the food doesn't stay in me. It goes into the stomach. So they all got up and said, the stomach is the only one that gets the food. So let's all go on strike and not feed the stomach. So they all decided they will not work. Like the stomach just stays in there, is not doing anything. So we are not going to work. Let the stomach feed itself. And so after some hours, the hand discovered that it couldn't move with energy. The leg discovered that there was no energy for him to move. And then the eyes discovered that he was getting tired. And then they now all called another meeting. It's like when we all bring food for the stomach, then all of us will have energy. So why not let's give it a try? Maybe if we feed the stomach one more time and we discover that we are strong, then it means it is not just for the stomach. So they all went to work, brought food, the mouth ate it, it went to the stomach, and after some minutes, oh, I can see rather, the hand is moving, the leg, oh. So they now all discover that It's not about what the other person is bringing, that actually we will all be healthy and functional as we all do our part. So everybody intending to get married should not look forward to what the other person will do. If we all wait for love, we will not all get it. But if each of us give love, it ends up that you give, I get, I give, you get. So we all benefit. So we shouldn't come into marriage looking for the other person to carry all the load, do all the loving, do all the, a lot of ladies, he doesn't even care. Okay, do you care? He doesn't say he loves me. You say it. If one person says it, you get the other the response. Another illustration, a little boy was talking to his mom. He said he hadn't understood echo. So he was standing on a hill and he made a sound and then it sounded back to him. So he thought it was someone. So if he said, then he would hear the echo, So, and he started, using abusive words to the person because he thought another child was on the other side of the hill. And he would say something, an abusive word, then to echo back to him. Then he ran to his mom and said, there's a guy behind the rock abusing me. So the mother understood what was going on. So the mother said, go tell the guy, God bless you. Go tell the guy you are a good boy and watch what he says back to you. So the little boy ran back to the little hill behind his mother's kitchen and shouted, I love you. Then the echo came back, I love you. So, and it ended up, it was just a small illustration that what you want to get, you give it. Don't wait for, okay, I'm coming to marriage, my husband will do all the loving. I'm coming to marry, my wife will do all the caring. No. Coming to marriage, taking time to learn what I am supposed to be doing. So if the lady learns what she's supposed to be doing, the guy learns what he's supposed to be doing, we both get on the job, doing our part, and we both end up getting what we are supposed to get from the relationship. And that's why Marriage Panacea is here to help you. A lot of things you would learn from Nancy and Francis Oblete. I recommend that you learn from them. They have a whole lot loaded and packaged for you. You will learn a lot if you hook up with them. That's point number one. And then I don't know if anyone has a question now, or I should just go on.
Yeah, I think you should go on. At the end of the day,
we'll take the question. Okay. And the other thing I don't want you to look forward to as you are planning to get married is don't look forward to what I call Nollywood marriage. Not with any particular reference to Nollywood, but what I mean is a drama, a make-believe kind of life. When we watch drama, in every drama that there is a newly wedded, it's always a happy, beautiful home. The house is neatly arranged, everything is in its place. The guy comes back from work, he doesn't forget to peck his wife, and everything is just going smoothly and looks as if, oh wow, I must marry if this is how it is. I want to counsel young men and women, don't look forward to that, because that is a drama. That is not real life. In real life, we get tired. So in real life, somebody can be coming back from work with frustration. In real life, we may be burdened by things. So if you're coming into marriage now, to ladies, expecting that every time your husband is coming from work, he's coming with a peck for your forehead, you may not get it. The guy may be coming from work tired, needing even you to encourage him, for him to get himself back. And so don't look forward to a make-believe kind of marriage. Don't look forward. In a drama setting, we set the whole place and get it ready. Then we just come and act. Then in marriage, we are not acting. In marriage, it's a real life experience. And the lady should know that my husband is a human being, he's not a robot. He may be so excited when he left home. He may not be that excited when he's coming back. Of course, he has gone to work. And then who says you would have been back before he arrives? You know, in every drama, most drama, the lady is at home, the husband comes back from work to meet her. But in real life, it's not always like that. What if the lady is a nurse? The man comes back, she's not back from her afternoon shift, you know? So we must not have this drama kind of fantasy and expect to.
No. Oh, it seems her network has gone off. So if you can hear me, maybe just wave or something, so that I'm sure it's not my network. If you can hear me, either wave or send one in the chat so that I can know that you are hearing me. Yeah, okay. So her network has obviously gone off. All right, so we're having an interesting conversation on learning from Pastor Nosa as she talks to us about what you should not expect when you get married. I wonder what you thought about the topic, what you should not expect, what you should not look forward to as you get married, not what you should look forward to, the ones you should not look forward to as you get married. It was interesting. Immediately she sent the topic to me, I said, interesting, what we should not look forward to. Hopefully she'll be able to join us soon so that she can take it up from here. But if you're with me, can you type in the box and share maybe something you have learned so far from the 2 points she has shared? So